There you are, if I'm not mistaken. Can you hear me? I wouldn't know if he answered me anyway because this is a video. So, yeah, I don't really imagine I'll ever do a live stream. But you never know. So, I wrote something. Again, it's 4 minutes till 1, according to my battery-powered clock up there. That's AM. And there's a harsh light shining on me right now. But I wrote something, and maybe after I'm finished with this, they will say I spoke something. But if I'm putting this rare invention on, it must mean I am going to read. And for those of whoever may watch this and think, what is that thing that Billy Z just put on his head? Pardon the voice. I will explain again. My laptop is about a yard away from this nice comfortable chair where my mouse is and my keyboard is. I mean, my monitor is over there. And these reading glasses are not good for reading way over there. But when I pull them away from my head, just so, they work fine. Hence, the invention. And I see where I already caught a typo. Now it's corrected. Okay. Invention in place. This is what I just finished writing. And I do hope you're blessed. I do hope you're blessed. Close your eyes and imagine Daniel. You know, the one that was in the lion's den. He's not just a biblical Sunday school character. He was a real human being that actually lived and served under Nebuchadnezzar and Darius and one other whose name I don't remember. He's a real person. Close your eyes and imagine Daniel, like any believing seeker of God's truth. He's sitting under a tree by the river, studying the Bible, and he's curious about what Jeremiah, a prophet who lived and died almost 100 years before his time, wrote about the situation that Daniel and his nation is in, serving the Babylonian government. They're not really, maybe they consider them subjects too, I don't know. Calculating the numbers given by the ancient prophet, he suddenly realizes that he and his people are actually in the very time Jeremiah spoke of, the end of Israel's captivity, when God would provide a redeemer who would deliver them back to their homeland. What a revelation, right? I mean, really. But how would it happen? So he begins to fast and pray. He wants to know more. He wants to know more about it. He wants to know more about how this prophecy would come about. He eats bland food and drinks only water as he continues to pray, seek God's heart, read the Bible, and intercede for his nation. And he continues in this for 3 weeks, 21 days. On the 21st day, an angel stands before him and explains that there is a realm, domain, dimensional battle going on, and he had to break through the lines with the help of Michael, the archangel, in order to deliver the answers to Daniel's questions, which the Father had dispatched the same time Daniel had begun his spiritual quest. In other words, God answered his prayer as soon as he began to earnestly seek him, but due to a battle in the realm our eyes are not in tune to, the manifestation to his answered prayer took 21 days. Most modern Christians can't endure a 24-hour wait for some kind of sign or manifestation that their prayer has been heard and will be answered, or myself included. I wonder if Daniel's family, friends, neighbors, and fellow synagogue congregants were thinking and murmuring, "It's just a silly waste of Daniel's time to even be thinking that we might once again be allowed to return to Jerusalem and rebuild the wall and the temple. This government, with Darius as president, is never going to allow that." For sure, very few understood that about 200 years before they were born, another Bible prophet had foretold of a chosen, conquering Redeemer from among the heathen. From among the heathen? Well, hey, he even called Nebuchadnezzar his servant, who would conquer their captors' capital. Just walking in and checking the place out with hardly any resistance at all, and deliver them from their oppressors. Nor would they have likely remembered their lessons, even if they had heard them, that this Redeemer, it's fun to go like that, isn't it? That this Redeemer, like no other prophetically described non-Jewish servant of God, was clearly named Cyrus. And even if a few of them vaguely remembered something like that, how many of them would have known that the very same Cyrus spoken of by a prophet, Prophet Isaiah to be exact, was already on the march and headed for the nation they were servants to at that very moment, to surprise their unjust president and his wicked cabinet, who were in the middle of their reveling and disrespect of God's holy chosen articles, the golden drinking vessels and all that. I'm sure if you've read that, all of that. And I wonder if today's Christians are able to think outside of their religious, political, traditional, social boxes and imagine that, gee, I wonder if God has the ability to deliver even us in this situation. Can the Creator God come up with a plan that would outsmart Anyway, I know that what just happened right under our noses, even though we were looking on saying, "Hey man, stop that. I see what you're doing, man. Put that down. You freaking jackass thief. Police! Police! Stop that man. He just stole our election. And we have piles of evidence." But not one official with the power to do so lifted a hand. Gives the average human a feeling of despair and hopelessness, or a pointless, ridiculous expectation that some future election may be different and better. Seriously? I mean, come on, man. They stole this right out from under our noses. It's a stolen. We are living under. It's not a legal presidency that we're looking at. It's not. This is not the United States of America. This is the United States of stolen elections. That's not the United States of America. The only president right now is down in Florida. Okay, but I digress. I was reading something here. Seriously? But I'm not mere human, and neither can you be if you were ever truly born again. You're not mere human. If you're born again of the Spirit and fire, which Jesus baptizes us with, you're not mere human. So I've lifted up my eyes, as Abraham did when the angel told him not to bring the knife down on his only son born of faith, to see where the God-given answer to the situation at hand might come from. And oddly, just by looking up, I lost my place. And oddly, just by looking up, a rest has overpowered me. A peace has overtaken me. A holy expectation of something that doesn't fit the typical narrative. Something like a wild ram with its horns stuck in the thickets, in the bramble, just waiting to be released and used for redemption. You know, like something unexpected. I just feel like something unexpected is going to happen. But in the meantime, I'm not listening to so much of what I've been listening to. And I'm not losing sleep over it. Well, actually, I am kind of losing sleep over it because look at the time. Let's see if I can zoom in. Oh, yeah, baby. That's 1 a.m. Okay, 1:11 a.m. I should go to sleep.